a different position with the camera. So we'll see how this works today. When I was coming in from behind me, it was a little, I don't know, it was like kind of weird, and sometimes like my hair would get in the video, or my stomach, I mean, parts of my body would besides my hands. So I'm just trying to find, I don't have the best formatting here yet for my video production, because I'm used to just doing videos on camera, and I do a lot of with blue screens and things like that, but I don't do very many like doing this kind of project, because I usually screen share, because that's where my business lies, is doing videos on screen share on my computer. So it's a little different for me. But today I wanted to show you some different things that I found to make journals, like if you want to make your own journal. So this is good for junk journals, regular journals, planners, whatever you want. So there's so many things that are just laying around the house. Now, one of the things I wanted to share with you was I am using my favorite bullet journal, of course, and you've seen in my other videos, is the Exceed dot journal from Walmart. It is absolutely the best. Here I am, I have August. This is the first time I used it. I used a lectern before this, which I've shown you. This is August, September, October, and I'm going to have November. So I'm going to have 4 months in this book. But then I have a problem, and that's with December, because I don't want to start a new year with December, January, February, March. And then I did the math, and if I can fit 4 months in each bullet journal, you can see how much I write in these. It's just tons and tons of stuff in here. And they get nice and fat like this. They get really nice and chunky, and I can just use the band to keep it closed, and I really love this. This is like the best. I'll do a flip through when I'm done. And it's nice. The spine is staying nice and strong. So anyway, but I want it so I did the math, and it would be January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So I could have 3 books for a year. So I don't want to, but if I start with December, January, February, then I'm off again, right? So I didn't want to do that. So I said, okay, so for this year, because I didn't start in January when I learned bullet journaling, I didn't even learn it until like February, and I already had another book I had to work in. And so I don't know, I think the first month I did it was April. So it kind of threw me off anyway, but I wanted to get started. So I figured, well, December, I'll just do kind of like a junk journal, for like a regular journal thingy for December, but I'm going to add in all of my templates that I use, and I'm going to do my regular, so I printed out some dot journal paper, and I just wanted to show you some different ideas I was looking at. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that when I took a regular piece of paper, so if I take a regular piece of paper, like an 8 by 10, piece of paper like this one, that if I folded it in half, I would just need to trim it a little, but that I could use both sides, because I made a wedding journal. I'll link to it in the video below for my daughter, and it was really hard, and it was very time consuming, and I don't want to spend that much time on my December journal. So I found these papers too that I bought for 25 cents years ago from Office Depot. So they're like these Christmassy things, and I would send my clients little, Christmas letters. So I didn't want to throw it away, and I thought, well, I can just fold that, and then I have kind of like a little frame, Christmassy kind of frame. Even though it's sideways, it doesn't really matter, right? So I'm using some of those in there, and then I had other papers that I found. So this is one of my signatures for just the journaling part. Since I journal a lot, I need to have a nice, decent amount of paper. So that's going to be one signature. Then, and where did I put them? I'll show you. I haven't figured out how I'm going to fold these, but then I have my templates. So I'm going to cut these, of course. I'm going to trim these down. So I have all my templates that I like to use. My habit trackers that I've shown you, my habit trackers, my gratitude tracker, and then what I did was I printed out, and I already made so I printed out dot journal paper, and I printed out the dot journal paper here, and then I already divided it between, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that, like my regular journal is. You can see it a little more clear on this one here. So I did that already. I have to cut these, but then I'm going to have to adhere these to another piece of paper, so it's going to make it journal a little thicker, those pages a little thicker. And I'm not going to glue them. I'm sorry. I hate to, you know, for those of you who care, you know, super a lot about the environment and stuff, I'm going to use rubber cement because I cannot stand the clunkiness in the glue when I have to write. It's okay if I'm just adding decorations to things, but when I have to write, I'm sorry, I need a smooth surface. I do not like the bumpiness that the white glues give you. And glue stick too, it just wrinkles up and I can't stand it. So I am going to use my good old rubber cement to do those these pages onto a different page. And so that way I can write on them easier. But so now I have to figure out, you know, how these are this way. So I'm gonna have to cut them and then lay them this way on sheets of paper or something. So anyway, I haven't figured that part out. So if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them because I haven't done that part for the December journal yet. Okay, so what I'm going to use for my journal this time is I got this, my grandkids love pancakes, and so I got this mix when I was with them in Utah, and I'm going to use the backs of this and make them thicker and use the spine. But I'm going to cut the spine just a little bit here because I want it to be, it's not going to be a super fat journal, so it's going to be enough to fit this, plus enough to fit like just 2 signatures because it's only for the month of December, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing for my December thing. And I'm going to make these. Now I did a mistake. Let me show you. I've seen so many, I learned all this from YouTube videos, and then it doesn't look the same as when I do what people show me. So I'm going to do this, the wedding journal. What I did was I covered this piece separately, this piece separately, this piece separately, and then I combined them all with the binder with another piece that went like that, so it folded very easily, because I made this other journal out of, I can't remember, this is a Ritz crackers. Yeah, Ritz crackers. Let me show you. That is taking this box here, okay? And what I did was I didn't cut, I just cut out this side here, and I left this here. And I've seen people do that where they use the whole thing and then they glue the whole thing down. So I did that here. I opened it up. I opened up the thing. I did the back, which worked fine. Now this one I used glue, and I don't think you can see it in the video, but it's all bumpy and yucky. Now I did see Shabba Dabby Doo. She was using a credit card or something and really smoothing it out, and I don't know how that worked. This is gift wrapping paper that I had left over from my daughter's wedding, and so I've seen a lot of people use gift wrapping paper, but I don't like the way it's not smooth, and I have a problem with that. So the outside, see, it worked just fine. There was give and everything, but then in the inside, big mistake. So see how it won't lay flat? I guess it will if I keep working at it, but it kind of bugged me. There's a little gap here, so I glued this piece of paper over in the inside, and I probably should have stopped there and stopped there and then did another middle piece. I've seen people do it this way, and I just don't see how you do it that way. It looks nice because there's no cuts, but it just doesn't lay, you know, maybe once I sew signatures in there and everything, it'll look different. I don't know. We'll see. But let me just show you things laying around your house. So you don't have to throw things away. You can reuse things, which is cool, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. So, you know, crafting can cost a lot of money, and we don't have to spend all that. So here's a Duncan Hines. This is a nice size, right? The paper's a little thinner. The cardboard's a little thinner than, let's say, the cereal box, but I love it. And so I love that size. I think that's really cute. All right, so that's one. And then, again, we have the Cheez-It box. This is a great size if you like a bigger size. So that's going to be this size here. But again, you can't fit, okay, so here's an 8x10 sheet, and you can fit it in just perfect there. It's going to be, you can use the 8x10, let me see here, and it's going to have a nice overlap. It's going to have a nice tucked in, see, you're going to have all that room there, but the side, the height ways, it's perfect. So that's really nice. Now I do like to use the 12x12 reflections paper, so I don't know how that's going to work in here. I haven't tried that yet in this size. All right, so that is, see, I started to cut this, but I wanted to show you what the box looks like. And so all we do here, and you can do it two ways. You can just cut this off. Whoops. Cut that piece off. And then cut this piece off here. This is a better angle, I think, for the camera. You can let me know which angle you like better, behind me or on the side like this. And so then this, you can either do it like this, or you can cut this out and then build it up, okay? So, and I like to keep these because these make really good bookmarks, but also you could create other spines, or maybe the spine's not strong enough, or maybe you make a mistake. So good reason to keep that spine with there, at least until that project's done. And then I had, my son had his birthday party and he wanted these funfetti cupcakes. And so this, again, here's the box. So it's very simple to do this. You just cut these pieces off here. Cut all these little pieces off. I just take scissors and do it. You could probably do it with an X-Acto knife, but I don't know. For me, it's easier with the... All right, so there's that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open... Now, another thing you can use these for, just so you know, you can decorate them like this, the box like this. You can also open them up, decorate them, and then glue these back down. And then you can make little, make an incision here, a shape here, and you can stack your scrap papers and stickers and things like that in there. So it's another good use of the materials you already have in your house, and you don't have to go spend money on containers and things like that. You can create a lot of your own. And you can also like create your brand, like make them all the same, you know, if you want to have a rhythm or the same look and feel on everything. So I'll probably do that. I have two of these, so I'll probably make a container with the other one. But I just want to see what the size looks like too. So I'm going to cut this off here. Last one there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see, this looks like it's all together, so I'm going to leave that for the spine. This looks like it was the piece that, yeah, so this is the piece that came, that they glued it on. So it's a little different than some of the other boxes. So I'll cut this here. Oops, not cutting really well. There. All right, and then I'll just bend this back like this, so I have a nice even way to cut this. And then I'm going to cut this off, and so we can see what size this is going to look like. So what I like to do, throw these away. Oh, I'll keep this one just in case I need it for something, but I'll just throw away these other scraps. Okay, so now we see that the book, it looks like this, right? And you can see how big the spine is here. You can take it and actually turn it the other way so you can look at it better. I like to turn it around this way so I can have a visual better of what I'm going to do with it. You feel it to see how sturdy you're going to need to make it, or if you want it to be loose, very loose and skimpy, that's fine too. This can be a very nice spine. And so you can either, again, cover the whole thing up like some people show you, or do it piece by piece. I'm probably going to do more piece by piece. I feel like I have more control over that. This is a nice size for a gift. I'm thinking of making some for Christmas. I'm going to do the envelope ones for Christmas though this year, but this is a great one that you can do for that. So there's that one. So that's a nice size. Oh, let's look at the paper. If we stick the paper in this one, it's going to be too big, but it's perfect. I don't think you would even have to cut any. You might want to trim just a touch off, especially if you're going to be using washi tapes and stuff in there. And then you just need to trim here. So again, the 8 by 10, 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11 paper is going to be fine in doubles, because then you don't have to worry about how do you create double sheets, right? So if you measured it out, you might be able to, I think this paper here, if you did it this way, you could probably do the 12 by 12 pages and go 6 by 6. Let's see what that looks like. Let me grab my ruler. Oh, hope the phone doesn't fall down when I'm doing that. Oh, I don't know what happened to my ruler. Oh, here it is. Okay, so if I went here and, okay, so 6 brings me out to there, and then 6 this way is too short. So that's not gonna work. That's gonna be, if you did a 6, it's this much short. You see, that's a little bit too short. So I would say this is like 7 inches. From top to bottom, it's 7 inches. You'd want to go a little bit smaller than that. And from here to here on these cake boxes, it's 5.5. So you could still, yeah, but you'd have to just measure and cut for the, but because it's 5.5, you could go widthwise to 10 to about 10.5 maybe, because this would be 5.5 and 5.5 makes 11. So you could do 10. Yeah. So if it's 6 inches across for 12, 12 inches across for 12 by 12, then you could cut this way without and still be able to fold. And then on the top, you would just have to cut off. You wouldn't quite have enough, so you'd have to use it for something else. So you, out of each 12 by 12, you would only be able to get one piece, a 2-sided one that's folded in half. Okay, so that's, hopefully that makes sense. All right, and then I found this cute little box. So we had this one here, which is a little raisin box. So this looks really cute, right? I love the size of this. So this is like, oh, it's here, let's compare some of these too. So if this is my A5 journal, this is a little smaller than an A5 right there for that one. The Ritz one is almost is the same. So this is going to be an A5 size, the Ritz box. This one here is not quite. You see, it's too short, so it's not A5. So I don't know what that is. And then this one here, this little Sunkist one, it's kind of like the little, not quite those like passport journals or things like that, little tiny ones. This is a really nice, almost like a pocket size. So this one would look really cute, I think, as a little journal, maybe for my granddaughter. My grandson does his own junk journaling. I taught him how, and he loves doing it. Maybe my granddaughter, who loves artwork but doesn't like to write a lot, maybe she would like a size like this. I'm thinking this would be cute to put little, or even little photos in there of your family. Would be nice, making kind of like a scrapbook looking thing out of it. But I know a lot of people that I see on YouTube like the small sizes. So if that's your thing, this would be a great way. This is a very soft cardboard, so it doesn't seem, it's very easy to cut. So you might want to make it tougher. And that also means you might want to make the spine. No, I think I'll just reinforce the spine. So what I don't like is the clunkiness of where the seam is. So I don't think I want to use that. See, I don't like the way that a lot of the seams are like that. So I try to, find a way to, we'll straighten it out when we make it. But, so I just wanted to show you. So let's flip it around so we can see what that looks like. Oh, that is really cute. So that's from a raisin box. That's a really cute size. So if you like to do small things, now let's look at our paper. I want to keep one of these, throw away the scraps. And if we use this little piece here, I could go, well, let's do this. Let's fold this in half and see what happens. If we create a template that's this size here, might be perfect. Oh yeah, that's adorable, huh? So you would have 2 out of each 8.5 by 11, you would get 2 pieces of paper. And so that would look really, really cute. All right. So that's my tutorial for today, my sharing what I'm learning as we go along. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I have my links below to the different things that I use, and also to some other videos that I do for you. I am going to show you, we might do the December one together once I know how I'm going to figure out how to add my layouts, my templates to the book. And I'm getting ready to do my reveal soon of my new Exceed Walmart journal. I'm going to probably give you my September, my August and September flip throughs. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.